Hello and welcome back to a new video. It is Friday today and it's my holiday weekend. Thank God. So I thought it'd be nice today to just do a little get to know me video. I've got a lot of thoughts inside my head that I would really like your guys' opinions on. So I thought maybe we could just have a little coffee catch up, get a drink. I would really appreciate comments below on the many a topic I would like to discuss today. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video and let's get going. So, where to begin? Today basically, let's just start there. I got up this morning and created the Bookish Besties retreat chat. So if you don't know, I run Bookish Besties. We're like an online book community and our retreat is on the 25th to 27th of October. Get my words all tangled up. And I wanted to make the retreat chats for that and to start making the retreat PDF of the welcome pack. So that was this morning, which was very exciting. And now I'm going to film this video. Then I'm going to go get my nails done because you can see how much they're growing out. These are Biab apart from this one, apologies, use this finger, which is like an acrylic nail. And they're just looking really, I don't know. I'm notorious for having nails that are massively grown out of where they're supposed to be. So we've got a wedding tomorrow, which I'm literally feel like it's Christmas Eve. And I really think this needs to be fixed. That's what I'm doing after this. Then I'm going to come back, edit this video. Oh, these are brutal when you hit them. Even though they're Biab, I still find that knocking that really painful. And then I would love to try and have a run later. I don't know if we'll get to that. And then I need to do some work on a super secret second project. And then I would love to carry on reading Rose and Chains. So this is what I'm currently reading. I just finished Book Boyfriend by Lucy Vine. Yeah, so actually, you can see it looks like I've just been crying. That's my sneezing fit. The book I just read was Lucy Vine, Book Boyfriend. Now, this is not actually a book I'd normally pick up, but it was one of the ones we voted on in the book club because it was like a new romance release. And I loved it. It was so fun. Basically follows the story of these two sisters and they're twins actually, and so the POV switches each chapter. And one of the sisters is called Clara and she's like a bit of a loose cannon. She comes over from America where she's been for the last few years and moves back in with her sister, who I now can't remember the name of. I think it's Jemima. And she is a lot more straight-laced, a lot more regimented. She has a job at the library, and in the library there is a note that keeps being left inside her favourite book, and she and this mystery person keep leaving notes back and two. And anyway, she has this lovely quite calm, controlled, regimented life, and then Clara comes in and just causes all of this chaos. But if you like a lot of close characters in one space interacting, and you kind of if you can laugh when you read books, I would say this is really good. I absolutely loved it. I was just laughing the whole way through. So would really recommend that. And then I have started Magnolia Park's Long Way Home, which I think is number 3, whichever one number 3 is. So we're back to Magnolia. Oh God, I just love it. And part of me thinks why am I enjoying this so much when it's it's very frustrating. There's a lot of miscommunication, which if you've watched for a while, you know that's my least favourite trope of all time. It's just something about the writing style, it's so addictive and I really enjoy it. So I'm 20% the way through that. And then the second book I'm live reading at the same time, which is the fantasy choice in the Bookish Besties book club this month, is Rose in Chains by Julie Soto. So I'm only 50 pages into that. I read it this morning in bed. And the start has been a bit complex. I find with a new fantasy, when you're there's a map, what's all the family, who's who, what's what, I don't even know how to pronounce any of these things. And then the town was called Evermore, and I thought, well, that's that feels a bit too basic when the rest of it's so complex. So I didn't really enjoy the first 30 or so pages. Then it got a bit more dramatic, and I'm enjoying it a bit more now. But also it flips back unto like 6 hours before, 8 years before, and I'm like, oh, I'm not one for a dual timeline, if I'm honest. So yeah, that is frustrating me a touch, but it's really well written in the sense like it feels really engaging, and I'm excited to read it. But I did, as you'll have seen if you follow me on Instagram, buy the hard copy, so I can visually see how many pages are left, which I haven't done with a fantasy since Fourth Wing, because I got my Kindle, and then all my like 700 to 1200 page fantasies I've been like blissfully unaware of the actual length of the book. So I will update you. I actually will have had to have finished it by next Sunday, so in next week's video I'll update you on how that's gone. But that is what I'm currently reading. That is the latest there. And then yeah, we've got the wedding tomorrow, which I'm so excited about. You may have seen my day 2 dress on Instagram. That was from Pink City Prints. I don't think I'm techy enough to add a photo in here, but if I am, it will be there. I've finally worked out how to just send these straight to my Mac and then straight to CapCut. So the editing is at least happening now, which is good. And I think if I could consistently stick to an upload schedule, I would invest in a better camera than this, which is just my iPhone. But I think for now, I just need to stick to this until I can commit to the content and level up, because I work full time and do Bookish Besties, and I want to be a content queen. I suck at being consistent at anything like this, and it makes me so sad because I really enjoy this, and I sometimes feel like who is going to want to listen and sit to me chatting when I haven't got something really exciting to share. But I just want to keep this connection and keep talking to you guys, because then hopefully it will get better the more I do, and we'll have more time to connect on here, which is really important to me. So that is that. I then wanted, I feel like, so right, I am obviously planning a second pop-up because the first was so much fun, and I get definitely messaged every day about another pop-up, and I probably get a message every few days about a physical store. I have like started to look into it in terms of like, I have never really done that much research into a physical space because the pop-up was only a couple of months ago. I'd planned so much on just being like a pop-up space that I hadn't really let myself ever dream in physical terms of an actual shop. And the commitment of that is insane. So in London, what I'm finding out, and please, if you have any different experience, leave it down below, or please message whatever means you can to get in touch with me, and I will respond about the lease lengths. Like, I don't know if this is just in London or if this is outside of London, but you seem to have a minimum of 10 years of the shop. Like that seems to be your commitment threshold. So some landlords and estate agents that I've spoken to have been like, oh yeah, we can possibly get this down to 5, but 5 years is still huge. So I do feel a little bit overwhelmed about the prospect of having that much of a commitment and that much of a cost. I think if I could find a space that would let me commit for a year, I would be a lot more inclined to like try it and then renew for however long it could be a possibility. But at the minute I am slightly terrified of even engaging in that. So I am still going to look. I found the most perfect space for a permanent store, which is, it's gorgeous, but it was 10 years. And I will be 37 in 10 years time and probably won't even be living in London. So the thought of committing to that is too much. So your gal needs a year lease. So if you have any advice, I know a lot of you guys are small business owners, so yeah, any advice, please pop it below. In terms of the second pop-up, I have found a space for that, and it is gorgeous, and it is more expensive. It's actually double the cost of the July one, but I do just think that that is necessary for a bigger space. It's in a really, really, really nice area. I will say now it is in London, and I know that is disappointing to a proportion of you, that it's not more like Midlands or Northern, etc. But for ease for now, because I will work up until and after in my actual job in London, I need it to be somewhere I can get to and from really quickly. And because of the cost of the shop is so high, for me to do it somewhere that's not me coming here every night, I would then obviously need to pay for the hotel and the travel costs for the slightly longer period of time we will be running the store. So yeah, I'm really sorry if that is disappointing, and I know it will be to some of you, because it's more difficult for some people to obviously get to London if you're super northern. Some girls come from Edinburgh and stuff. Last time I know it is far. So the plan obviously next year and the year after would be to perhaps expand in terms of the reach of that. But for now, it's just your gal Beth, the solo bookish bestie, who will need to be at that store the entire time and to sleep here, and then to be able to like go to work once it's done. So yeah, that's where we're at. But I have found a really good space. So for the people on here, you will know first that there is a second pop-up coming in London, and I won't be sharing that on Instagram probably for a few weeks. It may end up being like announced in terms of that we have committed to a space, but tickets etc. won't be for a little while. So little exclusive for the YouTube Bookish Besties today. So that is one big part of it. And then the permanent store, I think, will just be, I don't know, my head I'd been like, oh, maybe we'll do 2 or 3 pop-ups, we'll gauge what works, and then hopefully we can, sorry, it's gone a bit darker now, hasn't it? I can gauge the interest, and then maybe a future permanent store is on the cards. This has scared me, and I know in business you can't be like scared off and then don't do it, because obviously then nothing happens, nothing grows, nothing changes. But I cannot commit to a 10-year lease after doing one pop-up. So we are continuing on the pop-up journey, which is fine by me. I loved the pop-up. It was my favourite 3 days of the year. But I do think I need to keep lifting the layers on this permanent store, because people do it. Obviously people have bookshops, so there must be a way to do it. It's probably just London being more complex than it needs to be, and me just having started the research journey. So I'm sure it will all work out. But that is that. And I thought for the second half of the video, maybe it would be quite nice to do a little bit more about me in general, because there has been a huge growth in the Bookish Besties community, which honestly is, I just love it. Love you guys, love everything about it. It's 10 out of 10, my favourite. And I figured that since I haven't done anything long form about me since probably like 2021, about time to maybe just do like a little 5-10 minute chat about Beth. So if that's not of interest, you've had your Bookish Besties updates up front, feel free to go. The world is your oyster. The day is nigh. God knows what time this actually goes up, so maybe the day is very much not nigh and it's dark. But yeah, so I thought maybe I'd just do a bit of a check-in. So I started this as She Made It 5 years ago, which was a book subscription box brand solely. And then the start of this year, I had the dream of the pop-up, so I changed it to Bookish Besties, which is now the book club community and kind of this like online book family, which has the pop-ups and the retreats, etc. So yeah, I feel like when we moved to Bookish Besties, I really wanted more people to be able to find it. So if you know anything about SEO, which is like search engine optimization, the best way for people to find you is really for your name to live up to what the business is doing. And nothing about She Made It mentioned books. So I really basically just wanted more people to be able to find it and to bookish besties. There was really no drama. It was more just, how do I build community? And my full-time job is marketing, so I was like, this is not the best way of pushing the business and getting more people to find us out. So that was really all of the drama there. But yeah, so that is why we changed. I also wanted to just maybe do like a little bit about me. So I am originally from Wales. I grew up in Wales in a town near Llangollen, which is not too far from Chester if you guys are familiar with the north, which I'm sure you are. But yeah, so I lived there. I went to university in Bath and I did business administration there for 4 years, which I loved. I'm a big fan of Bath. I go there at least twice a year now. And I left literally about 5 years ago, but I loved it. It's such a beautiful city. There is so many bookshops there, so if you ever need book recommendations for Bath, I would love maybe over like the winter time to go back and maybe do a little book shop video for you guys. There's loads of recommendations for bookshops there. Mr. B's Emporium is also incredible, and I would say they do reading spas, which is like the coolest concept ever, but you have to book, I think it's 9 months in advance, so I haven't yet committed to that because that feels too much. But I think it's £100 and you get an hour with the bookseller there, and you get £60 with the credits to pick the books that they recommend based off your like Goodreads, your DNFs, like what books you've loved in the last kind of 6 months. So it's a really fun concept and it would be a really fun video. So maybe I should just use this as the reason that I should go and book to do that. So yeah, that always looks really cool, and if anyone's done that, I would love to know your experience with it, because then maybe that'll be the justification I need to book it, as if I need anything else. Then I moved to London about 4 years ago. We are West London based, and me and my boyfriend Ryan, who I'm sure you guys will have seen, bought our first flat last September. So literally coming up to a year since we've been in this flat, and that is just insane. Time goes so fast, and you will have seen different angles of the flat where this all used to be white. It is now like the most gorgeous like burnt orange. We have the bathroom redone. You will have seen the paneling in the corridor. It's been a journey trying to do up an old house. This is a 1906 building, and damn, can you feel it? But it is beautiful. There's so much character to it. Like you can see up here, the detail in the ceilings are just beautiful. But it has been a journey. So we've lived in this part of London for a year, in this flat. And if you have noticed, and I'll insert a little clip now, we are welcoming our first dog. Oh my god, in September. We are picking him up on the very end of September, and I am the most excited, the most terrified. I feel the same feelings I did about the pop-up. I'm like, oh, this is terrifying. But he is from the same breeder as our family dog Monty is from, and I'm so excited to the point where I could actually cry about welcoming him into the family. But the commitment, I'm just like, oh, I don't want to like do anything wrong. So yeah, I'm vibing with it. I'm absolutely terrified, but I do think it'll be really exciting. And actually we're working with a really, I don't know if I can say, a dog brand reached out, which is just insane. And their things are incredible. So I'm really excited when they come to show you guys those little things that the little puppy has been gifted. Yeah, it's wild. The whole thing is just insane. But there will 100% be a video of us picking him up. I do think we've got a name. I have picked a name that I'm most happy with, and it is like a human-y name, but it is also a character in one of my favourite books. See if you can guess. But Ryan is not sold. So as a collective, maybe I'll tell you guys the name and then you can persuade him, but I do think it being book related is kind of crucial, but maybe in a subtle way rather than like rice and or Satan, which I would do, but I'm not sure I can shout those across the park. So that is a big update. And this year I turned 27, so I am born on May, very much a Gemini, and I feel like that means it's okay to get a dog. I'm using the justification of that to get a dog. Get a dog any age you like, to be honest, if you feel like you can do it. I just feel like 27 was the age in my head where I was like, yeah, that feels right. I can justify it to myself that I am an adult enough to get a dog. So that is where we're at. And then I had a few questions about what is my normal job. So I'm the brand manager of Philadelphia Cheese. Big fan of Philadelphia Cheese, obviously. But that is what I do 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. And that is also London based, which is another reason why the pop-up needs to be here, so I can like get between everything. But I love it. I really, really, really love it, which then does put the pressure on when I can do the Bookish Besties stuff, because obviously then I can't do that during the day. I can't often do that during the evenings because of like the commutes and like different things that I need to be doing for work, which does put the pressure on this. And I think I get a lot of messages around people wanting to run their own business but they work full time, and how do I manage that? And I think there's a lot I could go into there, because there's the tools that I use to do it, but a lot of it honestly is just feeling like slightly rubbish about all the things at once, if I was being really honest. Like when you're trying to do multiple things, like I'm trying to do Bookish Besties, I'm trying to do work, and I'm desperately trying to get my writing journey off the ground. Try and do 3 things and obviously like document the journey means that none of the things are always where you want them to be, and the guilt and the anxiety and the kind of overwhelm that causes does get me down, if I was being honest about it. I think I know how well I could do each individually if I didn't have to do the rest, and I am just not in a space where I can do that. So yeah, there is ways and means that I do it and that I manage it and that I make it possible for myself to be able to do them, but it does mean I feel overwhelmed, I would say 80% of my day, and that you don't really get your evenings to yourself, you don't really get your weekends to yourself. Like this is my Friday off, all of today has been Bookish Besties and when I get my nails done, but now it's like 3:30 when I'm filming this. So yeah, I would say it's a lot of sacrifice, but I honestly, I wouldn't change it, and I couldn't give up Bookish Besties if the world depended on it. It's my baby, I love it, and the future for it is so bright, I feel, and there's so much to come, and I've got such vision for it that we're going to keep going for it. But it means I'm slow at replying to everybody. I'm not very good at messaging my friends back. I'm very messy because I'm like dashing from thing to thing. I'm not consistent with the gym. I'm always overtired and then slightly grumpy. So it's a really interesting one. But I do think one of the best things I ever heard actually was like, don't start the business if it's not going to kill you not to. And that feels like a bit of a riddle, but if you dream of starting a book club or a skincare brand or clothing brands, etc., unless you feel like you cannot stop thinking about it and you will like explode if you don't do it, I honestly would really consider whether you do it, because the emotional intensity of running your own business is not for the faint-hearted. Yeah, there's all sorts of content I could create around creating a business, what I wish I'd known, all of these things that I'm still learning. Yeah, maybe there's a whole episode or series or something we can do on that if it's of interest. But yeah, if I was going to be very vulnerable, I would say I often feel like I suck at everything. But I think that maybe is just the period of time I'm in with everything. I don't know. TBC. Anyway, I feel like this video has been a bit all over the place, but I do hope you have enjoyed it. It's been lovely to just chat to you guys. I feel very like it's been a bit of therapy for me, to be honest. But thoughts on the pop-up, thoughts about the permanent store, maybe advice down below would be incredible. What are you guys reading? What are you guys up to? Any videos you'd love to see from me would be incredible. But really, if you've made it to this far, maybe leave like a little pink heart down below, and I'll know who the true MVPs are. And just thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a lovely rest of the day or the evening wherever you are. It's bank holiday for the UK, so if you get the chance to celebrate that, I hope you get some time to yourself with you and your book and some peace and quiet. But thank you all so much for watching. I love you all loads, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.